Hi students, in this video we are going to discuss about the secondary thickening in dicot roots. We have already learned about secondary thickening in dicot stem. So here a small difference is there. So likewise in that dicot stem, here also the first step is the formation of cambial ring, and then the cambial ring becomes active and forms the secondary tissues, and third step is periderm formation. All that are same, but the formation of cambial ring is somewhat different in this case. This is a primary structure of a dicot root, and we know that in roots the xylem arrangement is exarch and radially arranged bundles are there. That is, xylem bundle is alternately arranged with phloem bundles. Xylem and phloem are alternately arranged. So here you can see pink colored xylem and 3 green colored region which indicates phloem. So this is how a primary structure looks like, and now the plant is going to start its secondary growth. Now what happens is strips of cambium forms. So where do these strips form? Here you can see the lines. First, a strip of conjunctive tissues lying under the phloem bundles. It becomes active and it becomes meristematic. So strips of conjunctive tissues lying under phloem elements becomes active. So here you can see 3 strips of cambium have been formed. Now some pericyclic cells lying opposite to the protoxylem. So these points are the protoxylem points, right? So the pericyclic cells lying opposite to each protoxylem, it becomes meristematic. See here, these pointed ends of protoxylem are having cambial strips opposite to them. So these are formed from the pericyclic cells. And now what happens is these strips, this conjunctival strip and the pericyclic strip, both fuse to form a continuous ring of cambium. Okay, so first step is over, that is the formation of cambial ring. But here the cambial ring is not circular like that in the case of stem. Here it is wavy. So this wavy ring of cambium will be having differential activity. So it will not be having a uniform meristematic activity. That is, the conjunctival cambium, which is lying beneath the primary phloem, it becomes active first, and then only after some time only the pericyclic cambium becomes active. So that is why the cambial activity is not, we are saying that the cambial activity is not uniform. Okay, so first the conjunctival cambium, it starts its activity, that is, it cuts off more and more amount of secondary xylem towards the center. Okay, more and more amount of secondary xylem is cut to the inner side. At the same time, what happens is the pericyclic cambium, it produces only lesser amount of secondary xylem. Okay, so this is the cambial ring which lies beneath the primary phloem or the groove side. That becomes more active and it produces more amount of secondary xylem to the inner side. But these pointed cambial strips, which are of pericyclic origin, they are not active at the first stage. Then after some time they become active, but they produce only lesser amount of secondary xylem. And as a result of this, what happens is more and more amount of secondary xylem is produced from these depressed regions of the cambium, and this pushes the primary xylem and the cambial ring to the outside. These cambial rings are pushed to the periphery, so that these cambial ring, they become circular in nature. Okay, hope you are clear. The cambial strips which are in the depressed region, which occupy the depressions, they becomes more active and they produce more amount of secondary xylem, as a result of which they are pushed to the periphery and the cambial ring becomes more or less circular. And now after becoming circular, the cambial ring, it attains uniform activity. Now what happens is, all the parts of the cambium, it has uniform activity, and all of the cambial cells, it cuts off secondary xylem to the inner side and secondary phloem to the outer side in a uniform manner. So that is about the intrastellar secondary thickening. And the periderm formation is same as that of dicot stem. That is, the pericyclic cells, as a result of this secondary thickening, intrastellar secondary thickening, these cells in the cortex and the epidermis, it gets sloughed off, and as a result a new periderm has to be formed. And for this formation of periderm, a secondary cambium is formed from the pericyclic cells. Pericyclic cells become active and they form the cock cambium or the phallogen, and this phallogen, it cuts off phellum and phalloderm, phellum to the outside and phalloderm to the inner side. So that is how the periderm is formed. So that is all about the secondary thickening in dicot root. So here you can see the wavy ring of cambium, and this wavy ring of cambium, it becomes circular due to the differential activity of the cambium. Okay, it is more clear in this figure. Here the first strip of cambium is formed, which is beneath the primary phloem elements. Then secondly, strips of cambium are formed opposite to the protoxylem elements from the pericyclic cells, and they fuse to form a wavy ring of cambium. And this wavy ring of cambium is having a differential activity, that is, more activity is shown by the cambial strip which lies beneath the phloem, primary phloem. So more amount of secondary xylem is produced in these depressed regions, and that causes the cambial ring and the primary phloem to be pushed to the peripheral region, and it gets crushed, and as a result of the intrastellar, and after that it becomes circular, and after becoming circular, it has uniform activity, and it cuts off same amount of secondary xylem to the inner side and secondary phloem to the outer side, and then it is followed by the periderm formation. That is all about secondary thickening in dicot root. Thank you.